Shallow graves and whiskey-sodden, gun-toting locals. Nothing screams Christmas more in Emmerdale than that. And a warm welcome to my dear pal of old, looking as fragrant as ever this festive season. Welcome back to the Dales, my love. What's it like being back?
Thank you. Madness, mayhem, gun-toting, shallow graves. You were right.
What you're saying is, Claire, my love, it's the same old magic.
There's never a dull moment at Christmas in the Tate household. It all looks wonderful.
Oh, thank you. Enjoy.
How lovely.
You've been absent for what feels like an eternity. I can say that as a fan and not just as a friend. But Kim Tate is back, as we've suggested, with a bang.
Yeah, she comes back, finds a character doing something very dodgy in the woods with a shovel. So she has to find out what's happening there. Then as soon as she comes back into the house, she finds another strange person in her house drinking cocktails. So, yeah, it's welcome back, Kim, and the explosions start from there, basically.
So she's been blissfully, I would argue, given the events in the Dales of recent months, blissfully unaware of what's been going on. The character, of course, in question that is going through her cocktail cabinet and drinking all her snowballs at this time of year is Mackenzie, of course, who she's got absolutely no idea. Who is Mackenzie? We know, of course. You do not.
No.
What do you think about Mackenzie when she graces his presence for the first time?
She can't believe there's this sort of young dude working his way through my cocktail cabinet, uninvited, assumedly. But then he says, you know, he's a friend of Jamie's and he's invited him to stay. Anyway, she chucks him out. But yes, she's been kept in the loop by Al and Jamie a little bit of what's been going on, but obviously they've been covering quite a bit of stuff up, but she will find out.
Well, she always does to us ever, thus it always floats to the top as far as Kim is concerned. This young dude you speak of, the Mackenzie, the aforementioned Mackenzie, she's not strangely drawn in any way, shape or form, because obviously knowing you and knowing Kim very well over the yees, she's got form being strangely drawn to the younger man.
Yes, I think that might be pushing it a little bit, don't you? Even for me nowadays, I think they're running out of older men. although there might be a little snifter on the horizon at some point.
Oh my goodness me, you favourite twinkler of mine! You're teasing me. So tell us about Christmas then, because Kim's worried that she will lose contact with her granddaughter Millie. So there's a reunion on the cards there, isn't there?
Yeah, and Jamie has this idea that he should get back with Andrea so they can have Millie back, which obviously Kim is totally not going with. And then I think there's the final parting of the waves. So Kim's going to get involved in the divorce and everything like that. And obviously have her finger puppet of Jamie dancing around, you know, as she gives him orders left, right and centre. So there's lots of that going on. But at the moment, yes, there's kind of the two of us rattling around in the house, so it's a bit strange. But she's still got the full-on Christmas flavour going. The big tree, all the decorations are out. And yeah, they have Millie round on Christmas Eve, so that's kind of our main evening as opposed to Christmas Day.
Are we expecting a warm and fuzzy Christmas, or is that too much of a leap of faith for the Tates?
It's mildly fuzzy for the Tates, actually. Usually there's a death involved, you know, as last year I lost my husband, who I didn't know was my husband, but I did know was my husband. So bless Graham, you know, he disappeared last Christmas. So this year, no, it's a little warmer, but there's still untoward things happening.
See, what I love about you, when we first chatted, when you came back, or at least when Jamie came into the fray, it's that lovely relationship, because you get to explore that side of Kim Tate where, you know, you've got a mother's love, but also it's got to be at odds with Kim's ambition to always be in the driving seat as well. And you mentioned him being a puppet, but obviously that mother-son bond is very complex like that. If you've got Kim, who's the chief manipulator and conniving barracuda in the Woolpack, compared with someone who's, you know, still has her son at her bosom, so to speak. How do you wrestle with that?
Yeah, I mean, she's very defensive of Jamie, and she will do anything for him. I mean, she loves her son to bits. And as for her granddaughter, you know, Millie, it's totally unconditional, and she will do anything for them.
Is it great to be back in harness, my love? Because it's certainly great to see you back in situ. I mean, you must have missed playing the girl.
I know, I got a bit sick of decorating, actually. There's only so much a girl can do. I had to grow my fingernails again. But yes, no, it's great. And I mean, I'm so lucky because I do get well written for, as you know. You know, I get some cracking lines.
People lie for all sorts of reasons, Oliver.
I was a lawyer until I went to prison.
Many good people go to prison. Don't knock it till you've tried it.
It was fraud. A messy divorce costs, and I lost my way for a while.
But I'm hoping she's kind of we're gonna see another side to her, and a softer side, and a funnier side again, because even though she's got a very acid tone to her, she is actually quite amusing, I find.
You've done well, absolutely, and millions will agree and concur, my dear friend. You've welcomed us into your fictional home there at Home Farm for Christmas. You pointed out that it is well and truly decked. My room here at Television Centre, dressing room 5, somewhat barren by comparison, apart from the piece of fan art behind me.
But you didn't do that.
No, I didn't do that yet. This is my lockdown project. This is my sourdough for me. No sourdough for me. I just spent the entire time over the 3 months doing a self-portrait. But what is lovely for us as fans, of course, is seeing Home Farm decorated.
Yes, you can have a look here if you see. There's the Christmas tree here, and there's our lovely fireplace. But I want to introduce you to Norman.
Norman. Not named after Norman Bowler, who played Frank Tate.
Could be. There he is.
Brilliant.
Absolutely.
You know what? I mean, it's an awful thing to say, Claire, but I mean, you always know that at Home Farm they're going to throw a check at the decorations, right? I mean, it's not Jingle Bells at the Dingles, you know, it's
There's
Jingle
nothing
Bells.
Plastic here.
Nothing plastic.
It's all
right?
porcelain.
I mean,
Porcelain balls here.
Absolutely. This is the full Monty. I interview you guys more often than not as Christmas approaches. And of course, by the time Christmas comes around, you've already had it in the Dales, some 2 to 3 months ahead of time sometimes. So what's it like doing Christmas twice? By the time you get to the moment, are you literally like, time to crackle graze another piece of furniture, or what's
very
Christmas?
Long? I mean, we start in October and we finish in January. Who wants Christmas that long? You know, I'm not yo-ho-ho. And I'm not actually cooking Christmas dinner myself this year because I did it last year. It's my brother's turn. So I like to go away, but obviously with the pandemic going on, who knows if we can get to Spain or not. I mean, I haven't been home back there for nearly a year now. It's awful, and you kind of sat there at home going, I could have got locked down in Spain.
So Christmas for you then, Claire, obviously for most of us this year is going to be a reduced affair, but nevertheless, I'm sure we will all do our best to celebrate it as best we can, whether we're with the people that we love or not. Do you throw yourself at Christmas anyway? I mean, the tree goes up on the 1st. I am the first to admit that. The real deal, the full garlands, the lot. I love it when Christmas explodes in all its glitter and spangle. What about you, my love? Do you deck the halls?
I do deck my halls. I deck my kitchen with a little mini tree because we basically live in the kitchen. It's like a farmhouse kitchen, a table and chairs and sofas and tellies and all that sort of thing. So it's kind of like a big living space. And then my main sitting room, I have the big tall tree. Depending what we're doing, going away or not, I'm not sure. So it might be a bit limited because I think all the stuff's up in the attic, and that means clambering up over beams to get up to the attic. So who knows? Who knows what will happen this year? But yeah, because we start so early, you do get a little bit kind of, oh God, thank God Christmas is over. And then it just starts again.
And it comes around all too soon, as we well know. I love the fact that you've got a Christmas tree in your kitchen, which rather like the bathroom is one of the most sadly neglected rooms in the house at Christmas with regard to decoration.
Do you do your bathroom?
Well, I have been tempted to float a couple of votive candles in the cistern on occasion, Claire, because you know me, I do like a party. So I do think that it is a sadly neglected room, and if you can put tinsel in it, by all means. Of course, it's got to be eco-friendly tinsel these days, etc. What's your favourite Christmas tradition then?
Oh, I think a bit of mulled wine. I do like mulled wine. Well, it used to be popping down to the local on Christmas Day before they closed the doors for feeding, because you got a free drink from the landlord. That's always a good one.
There was me thinking it might be singing Once in Royal David City, but I
know.
Well, definitely a tipple for your nerves over the festive season.
Yeah.
That's my girl. That's my girl. What about Christmases when you were growing up, Claire? Tell us a little bit about that.
Traditional family Christmases with my grandparents, my parents. It was just the very proper traditional family Christmas. My grandfather used to do a game when we were wee ones, not so much, when we were older, the string game, and you'd have a present and he would spend about 4 hours tying string round things which you had to follow around the house in order to find the present at the end. And you could always spot the present before you even knew where the string was going. Well, it's there. But anyway, it kept him busy for a few hours. You played along with it. I love those stories of Christmas of yore, and much less dramatic than we normally expect in the Dales over the years. Do you have a particularly fond or memory of, or a total recall for a Christmas that Kim Tate and the clan went through? I mean, because as you say, it is that time of year where we get all the dramatic storylines. Is there one that you remember? There was one where I was actually thrown out of home farm because I bought a watch for, I think it was Neil Kincaid, who I was having a bit of a ding-dong with. And Frank found it. And then when he didn't get it on Christmas Day, something was, wrong. And I had to fess up, and then I got turfed out of the house on Christmas Day in my little black dress. So yeah, that was quite a memorable one because it was very cold.
I do love a Christmas in the Dales.
Well, see, because I'm actually from the Dales and I live in the Dales. I live in Nidderdale, not Emmerdale, but Nidderdale. It's not dissimilar, bar the deaths.
The body count. I would hope the body count isn't quite...
The body count is a lot lower. Well, you might find a few, the morning after the night before, but it's all open fires and beams, and it's so similar, and the pub's very similar to the Woolpack, so yeah.
She's been such a part of your life now for so long, and
yeah.
So I more often than not spend at least 3 afternoons a week with my mum, and we sit down and we watch the old episodes.
Oh God.
And of course that was when I first started out in the business, and when we first met.
Yeah.
And it's extraordinary to see them being played out now. And they still work.
We were very sort of BBC clipped back in those days, weren't we? I mean, I spoke like the Queen.
Yeah, you didn't have quite...
Where did that come from?
You didn't have quite so much dirt under your fingernails back then, truth be told. But do you ever get a chance to catch them, Claire?
Yeah, occasionally. And sometimes when somebody messaged me and saying, oh, it's the plane crash, or it's this. And I did actually watch the plane crash again. And do you know what? It stands up to this day, I think. I thought it was
actually-
brilliant, and I thought Norman was fantastic in it because he was just like Superman everywhere. But it didn't look naff. It looked really good, and it
remember-
was the saving grace for Emmerdale basically at the time.
Yeah, it was, and I remember controversial though it was at the time. It was the most extraordinary experience because I was on set that night.
Yes.
I remember, and they had this huge stunt with a fireball went into the stables, and
Yeah.
I have to say it stands up now. And also for me, you look back at it, and it would be the same for you, I'm sure, because you're part of an extraordinary company of players, and you look back, and it must bring back such fond memories of where it all began for you. You know, because you, as I say, you've got such deep roots there, and you
Yeah.
look at the old faces, and of course some of them are no longer with us, sadly, but that
I know.
you must feel incredibly privileged to have started out with that company of players as you did when you joined.
Oh God, absolutely. You know, just to walk in and see Sheila Mercier there and all these big faces, you were like, oh my God, it's so intimidating. But of course, I did have a 20-year kind of little gap in between, so I did get rid of her for 20 years, but still ended up playing panto, evil women, wicked queens and things like that. So I didn't really lose her that much. She was always bubbling there underneath. You know?
That's because she's such an iconic character. She is the gift that keeps on giving. And on that bombshell, gifts at Christmas. Do you re-gift?
I have done. Yes, I have done. I have. I'm not saying what, because then people will know. Have you?
I always think if you're re-gifting, Clara, this is such a positive note to end on. If you're re-gifting, then something's not going to waste. Am I right?
Absolutely. Recycling in this green world we're living in. Absolutely.
So, Claire, very exciting. Something the fans can take part in, of course, is the virtual Emmerdale Christmas party. Tell me about that.
Anybody can join. You walk into the Wallpack. You can meet various people in there, and Bradley will be singing a special song for you. Lisa Riley will be showing you all about how to do your beauty, your makeup, and there will be various guest interviews with quite a few members of the cast. So come along, join in, grab a drink, have a party. Now then, Richard, I've sent you a little something for the Christmas party. Have you got it?
Well, do you know what, Claire? It's just like you to send me a little something. It's a little snug. I'll leave it at that. But it will. It will.
Probably best not put it on now, then.
No, I can't wait. I'm about to do some breakfast television. But when I do wear it, as always, Claire, I shall wear it with pride.
Wear it at the party.
I will do. I wish that we could press the flesh and have a festive tipple in the flesh. Unfortunately, we can't. May it happen in 2021. A very happy Christmas from my good self and all the team here, to you and yours in Home Farm. I hope you actually make it 2021, given the storylines that I've got written in front of me now.
Yeah, and a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to all the viewers, and thanks for sticking with us.
Ding dong! Merry Christmas, darling.
Merry Christmas.